Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Natural Wrestling Federation, your only stop for your E-Fed wrestling fix. I am your chairman, one half the tag team champion and founder, CJ Mondo here, and we're going to talk about what happened during all kinds of events of NWF, like the European Championship match, Austin Ace Carter versus Joker. You know, I'm here with Bayou Voodoo and Demon Chris Clark, and I know you guys was backstage when this match went about on the house show. How shocked was you guys when you saw Austin Ace Carter walked out, the new European champion on NWF, and how shocked did you expect how fast Austin Ace Carter beat Joker Nixon Wolf?
Oh man, that was like a hard match to call.
I mean,
they were going back and forth.
And here's the thing, like, on my years of streaming a match, booking a match, I've never thought in my years that we would see Joker be defeated in NWF turf against Austin Ace Carter. Now, you want to talk about something that was shocking? Let's talk about Alex King winning the NWF World Heavyweight Championship.
Wow.
Oh boy.
I mean, I know you've won the title once, Iceman, with Cody Robert Matthews, with Iceman 3000. Tell the fans and viewers out there what it's like to be NWF World Heavyweight Champion, the load you carry on your shoulders each show to carry that World Heavyweight title.
I mean, it's the biggest prize.
I mean, speaking about the NWF World Championship, not only we got a World Championship, you know, let's talk about what CJ Mondo booked at Friday night, this coming Friday, which will be streamed Thursday at 6 o'clock p.m. I think it was p.m. or Team p.m., somewhere around there. But let's talk about the match. The NWF World Heavyweight Champion, Alex King, representing his home turf on Friday Night Prestige. Monday Night Nitro's World Heavyweight Champion, the NWF Champion, Ron Storm, champion versus champion for the main event. What a main event to end Friday Night Prestige. What are your guys' thoughts about that?
Oh man,
It's gonna be hell.
Oh yeah.
I mean, starting off Monday Night Nitro, let's talk about Chris Clark's match with Cowboy John. Cowboy John gave you a stunner, left you in the ring, and Cowboy John now advanced to the 8-man U.S. ladder match to crown the new United States champion. So, Demon Clark, do you have any words for Cowboy John?
I give him a rematch. They say it's going down this time.
Cowboy John's not champion, Chris. He beat you in a qualifying match to go in that ladder match to potentially get the U.S. title. So, what is your response to Cowboy John as far as him beating you and giving you a shotgun stunner?
I give him credit. He's good.
Speaking about
but
that,
when I get my hands on him, hell gonna raise.
now speaking about that, let's talk about Bayou Voodoo's opponent on Friday night. The man that beat Joker Nixon Wolf for the European Can you guys hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's going to happen when Austin Ace Carter, the European champion, taking on Bayou Voodoo in a non-title match? Bayou Voodoo, you said some stuff to Austin Ace Carter in the NWF chat. Would you like to explain your words, what you told the European champion?
Well, what I said is he's going to be standing on the other side of the track where he's going to get his face stomped in.
Speaking about matches that's coming, I've just talked with the NWF owner CJ Mondo that also we have two new signees for Monday night. Autumn Sweet and Johnny Sweet has now made their trip to Monday night after you've seen them in a match, especially Johnny Sweet in that Fatal 4-Way for the Hardcore Championship. After seeing him in that Fatal 4-Way, what's your take on what's going to happen with Johnny Sweet when he and Autumn are on Monday nights? And, you know, what's going to lead up to Survivor Series pay-per-view, which we like to call War of the Worlds pay-per-view, going to be after, ladies and gentlemen, the West Virginia Brawl pay-per-view, which Monday night and Friday night in a big War Games match.
Oh, boy.
Boy.
And I've just received word by CJ Mondo, one of the War Games matches is going to be Team Bayou Voodoo versus Team Demon Clark.
Oh, boy.
So what's gonna happen when you two are going in a War Games match, which means there's ladders, there's chairs, there's anything under that ring, and you're going to inflict pain in that match. But also, I've also received word that Bayou Voodoo said that he's after the undefeated champion, the NWF champion on Monday nights, which would be Ron Storm. You got any words to Ron Storm, Bayou Voodoo?
Oh, boy.
Well, supposed to bring it. Bring it.
Now the question remains, will Bayou Voodoo get an opportunity at that championship on Monday nights, or will Bayou Voodoo, in Ron Storm's words, he said he's going to wrap you like a stack of potatoes.
Let's see. Ryan Storm can say many things, but he knows I have his number.
That's right.
Now the question is, after Monday night, Chris, how is your head knowing you got shotgun stunnered by the one and only Cowboy John?
I'm ready.
Now, I've just received word by Cowboy John. He said and quoted, that shotgun stunner, that only pertains to the contact bar jobber known as Demon Clark. What do you got to say to Cowboy John, as he said and quoted that you're basically a contact bar jobber here in NWF?
He is a damn peacock head in NWF. He wants some, come get some.
So in other words, for Monday night, if Ron Storm is listening, or listen to this podcast, the GM, Monday nights, how is Ron Storm going to book this match between you and Cowboy John at the pay-per-view, knowing that, first of all, Cowboy John's in one match at the pay-per-view could walk out U.S. champion, and second, Chris, Cowboy John said that when it comes to you and him, he was always the first and you was always the last.
No, we're out there first, he the last.
So, in other words, how are you going to pertain to beat Cowboy John leading up to our pay-per-view known as West Virginia Super Brawl, which means all the matches at Super Brawl is pretty much a Falls Count Anywhere match. It could even happen in the parking lot. You two could get on top of the ambulances and throw each other off, or maybe even go to outside of the arena and throw somebody through a truck, or maybe even worse, throw them off of a scaffold.
I'm going to make sure in his career.
And I've also received word by CJ Mondo that he said and quoted him and Xavier Thorne would not be defending the NWF World Tag Team titles due to them kicking the Storm Brothers' ass and making them look like broccoli soup.
Oh my God.
I mean, you guys got any words on what CJ Mondo, one half of the tag team champion, said to one of the Storm Brothers, saying that they are basically like broccoli soup?
Wow.
So I'm curious what's going to happen on Friday night. I mean, you know, we talk about a main event, champion versus champion match. Alex King, the NWF World Champion, Ron Storm, the NWF Champion, going to go head-to-head. And what if CJ Mondo for Friday night, I don't know if he's going to do this, but what if CJ Mondo puts it title-for-title unification match against both them, man? We don't know if that's going to happen. We're just going to have to tune into the show to see exactly what is going down in that main event of Friday Night Prestige. Chris, Cody, I'm lost for words here.
Me too.
Oh, my.
I mean, we talk about the United States Championship. CJ Mondo had to release one of his talents due to breaking the rules and regulations of NWF, and now we get to crown a new United States champion at the pay-per-view. I mean, there's already 5 men already in that ladder match. So there's an 8-man ladder match, but 3 more can gain that opportunity. We got the likes of Cowboy John beating Demon Clark to qualify. We got Damian Cross. We got one half of the tag team champion Xavier Thorne. We got Big John Bundy, and we also got Bayou Voodoo. That's the 5th man in that ladder match for the 8-man ladder match to crown the new United States champion at the pay-per-view. I mean, who's going to walk out United States champion? Is it going to be Bayou Voodoo? Cowboy John? Or Xavier Thorne? Or Damian Cross?
Well, I'm going to tag Cowboy John before the show.
So wait a minute, Chris. You mean to tell me you got some heat with Cowboy John over the words he said to you after Monday night's show?
Yep.
So Cowboy John, if you're listening to this podcast, Demon Clark says he's going to have your jabroni, pie-eating, trailblazing, eyebrow-raising candy booty. As Demon Clark says, this is not over. And I got Iceman and Chris in the podcast laughing now. We got Iceman about chuckling, falling out of a chair here, and then we got Chris over here laughing until he's peeing on himself. So 2 of the things can happen in this podcast.
Mother.
Iceman, okay, breathe, man. Just breathe. It's called exhale and inhale.
Well, all I gotta say is, Cowboy John better be ready.
But here's the thing. we've heard Austin Ace Carter, Iceman, saying this Friday night he's going to show you why he is the European champion. You got any words for your challenger for Friday night, Austin Ace Carter?
He's going to have to bring it. Because, like I said, he's got another thing coming.
And ladies and gentlemen, I've just sent Cowboy John a personal invite to this podcast. So now the podcast is going to get interesting. We're going to have a chance to sit down. Me and Cody here is going to sit down to interview Cowboy John and Demon Clark.
Oh boy.
This is going to be a podcast to remember for the first podcast here on the NWF. I suggest you guys go listen to it. I suggest you tune in now and live feed and chat and be interactive. Because this match, Cowboy John and Demon Chris, goes way back. Right before NWF was on the map. Goes way back into Iceman's company, ISCW. Goes way back until Beast Black's company, which was at the time EVW.
Oh boy.
So, as soon as Cowboy John enters this party, I want to know what he's going to say to Demon Clark. I don't know if he's going to join, but I sent him an invite on PlayStation. We're going to see if the Cowboy shows up and out-promos what he calls the Kondak Bar Jobber.
Rest in peace, Tyler. We'll miss you.
That's exactly right, Chris. Rest in peace, Beast Black, one of my good friends in the EFED world, a former NWF Hall of Famer. And this goes out to his family. We miss Beast Black. And we also, my prayers and condolences in this podcast goes out to the family as well. Fly high, brother, is what I got to say in this podcast. But right now, I mean, if Cowboy John comes in here, Chris, you're about ready to be the grass. He's about ready to be the lawnmower. So, I mean, you're going to have to get ready to promo against one half of your tag team called the Outlaw Bandits.
Yep. Good luck, Chris.
You know what? I turned my back on him.
So, wait a minute. You're saying that Cowboy John is dead weight and you don't want to tag team him with him anymore. Is that what I'm hearing?
Oh, my.
That's right.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, the legendary tag team just broke up, and I have some bad news. Demon Chris says that Cowboy John is dead weight. So, like I said, we're going to find out if Cowboy John enters the party.
Well, that's going to be a good night.
Be a good night when I kick his ass.
Oh!
Well, there goes the PG error out the window. Thanks, Chris.
Kick his butt.
It's too late to cook some bread.
Okay, now I'm going to add somebody in here that you guys should already know. I just added Iceman's opponent, or should I say Bayou Voodoo's opponent, the European champion, Austin Ace Carter, to this podcast. So this is going to get interesting. So in other words, there's going to be some heat.
The outlaw business is no more.
What?
That's right.
I think Chris said that he is replacing Feck as one of the half of the Peanut Butter Champions, Tag Team Champions.
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
Well, there goes your peanut butter sandwich.
No, that's you for you, Voodoo.
What about Big Train here?
Demon Clark.
What about Big Train here? I'm going to quote Big Train. What about that Chicken Palm Champion? Let's talk about that.
I think Austin Ace Carter's scared to come in here and talk his mess.
I think John's scared too. The little peacock head.
Uh-oh, Ron just commented.
Oh, butt mine. I kick his butt.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the NWF champion Ron Storm will be a part of this podcast. Also, I've sent Devin Broski an invite on PlayStation if he wants to be a part of this podcast, because we got a lot to cover on NWF's turf and also ONW. So hopefully he'll join before we end this live. There's a lot of things that I'm going to cover with you that happened on Monday Night Nitro. We saw one of the incredible matches in NWF history on Monday Night Nitro. We saw in the main event, Bayou Voodoo won a fatal 4-way match to enter into this 8-man U.S. ladder match. Bayou Voodoo, what was on your mind in that fatal 4-way, knowing you had to put it all on the line just to earn this opportunity at the pay-per-view in an 8-man ladder match for the vacated United States title?
You see, I come back to NWF to win gold. And that United States title will look good on my waist.
Look at Voodoo. You look down mine in that match.
Demon Clark, you damn contact bar jobber. I'll whoop your ass any day. So bring it, Demon Clark.
I mean, since we're doing the NWF podcast, let's talk about the hardcore title match. Aaron Rage beating not only Billy Ray Dog, Johnny Sweet, and CJ Mondo to become your NWF hardcore champion. Let's talk about that.
Well, Aaron not faced Demon yet.
Chris, let me tell you something. That performance of Aaron Rage or Aaron Angel in that hardcore title match, you really want to go against Aaron Rage in a hardcore title match? For the viewers that are sitting at home listening to this podcast here on YouTube, I want to explain what the hardcore title match is. This is the only championship that is shoot promo allowed. That means you come after the hardcore title, you better be on your best A game here in the men's division, because anything goes in this hardcore title match. Even in promo. That means it's like ECW. It's a shoot promo. Anything. You could say anything. You could be a hardcore wrestler watching this right now, wanting to be a part of NWF.
Well,
We are looking for the best people that does the shoot promos for the hardcore division. So if that's you, come my way, and I'll give you 100% of a shot. Now, if it's not you, you best stay your lane. But as for you, Demon Chris, I gotta say, you challenging Aaron Rage, the hardcore champion, I really think... Bayou Voodoo, what do you think? Do you think he needs to really think about...
I think he's making a mistake.
In other words...
I'll wait.
In other words, you're calling out one of the biggest hardcore champions in this company and basically going like into a cave with a bear and trying to poke it with a stick.
I'll wait.
Now here's the thing. The hardcore title division, the rules of the hardcore title division. To get a shot at the hardcore championship, you must be a contender for the title. Once you are a contender versus champion, once you get to face the champion, it is shoot promos. That means anything unleashed. Like I said before. So that means if you're not the type of wrestler that is non-shoot, that you can't handle a shoot promo, then your best bet is not to go for the hardcore title, because it is definitely not you. Now here's what I will say a part of the hardcore title. We got a lot of titles in NWF. We got the NWF World Champion held by Alex King. Beating Gunshot, by the way. Gunshot, a top performer in the what we call the promo world of the E-Feds. Beating him for the World Championship. Then we got Ron Storm, who's won the NWF Championship but never has lost the belt. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is a belt to go for, because Ron Storm, every night, non-title, title, he has put everything in his grasp, anything in his power, either on my show or Devin Broski's show, in ONW, and he has basically got the right to call himself legendary. Now the question's going to remain and lie. Is if you're the world champions on Friday and Monday, who's going to be your number one contenders that you got to face at the pay-per-view? Because there's a lot of guys on Monday night and Friday night gunning for you, knowing that they want to be the future and the diamond in NWF. And here's the thing. Here's a long list of world champions of NWF when the first episode started. The old NWF was ran differently, but this NWF, this is the champions as of right now. I've raced the title history and start off new. So the title history right now is, of course, Austin Ace Carter being the first champion. Then Feck. Feck lost the title to Gunshot. Or, I think it was Gunshot. No, Feck lost the title to me, which is CJ Mondo. Then Gunshot defeated me. And then Gunshot lost the title to Alex King. So now Alex King is the current champion. The first ever champion was Austin Ace Carter. Same as Ron Storm's NWF championship. Ron Storm was the first NWF champion. And still is. Nobody has taken that title belt off of him. So what's going to happen? I mean, I'm literally wanting to know who is going to step up and take the belt off Ron Storm on Friday nights. Who's going to be the man on Friday nights to carry one of the prestigious NWF World Heavyweight titles known as on Monday night, known as the NWF Championship. And speaking here in this podcast, we got ONW's owner, the alpha of all E-Feds, Devin Broski.
Hello, everyone.
So the floor is yours, Alpha. You can say whatever you want on the podcast, because we are live here on YouTube now.
Yep.
That is nice. So, recently, I have made a decision. And I've thought about this decision long and hard for quite a while. If anyone wants to join ONW, I am allowing a free agent. But here's the catch. You could be booked at any match. So, in order to get a title opportunity, you have to win 10 matches. But you have a month to get a title opportunity. And the only way to get that title opportunity, as soon as you win 10 matches, will be placed with other contenders. And if you win,
Now, going back to NWF's Royal Rumble pay-per-view, I've heard rumors, I don't know how true they are, that the Alpha Devin Brosky has made his entry in the men's Rumble. Which means, if Devin Brosky's in this Rumble, who's going to be the man to try to target Brosky and throw him over the rope? Because we saw on many episodes of NWF, there's not a man alive that has pinned or beat Brosky, and the ones that have was short but sweet victories.
also, I have laced up my boots, and I am going to walk into the mixed tag tournament. But the question lies, which one of my daughters is going to team up with her? Mondo, the floor is yours.
Now, we saw the European Championship match. Me and Iceman and Chris was talking about this with Austin Ace Carter and Joker, which means Joker lost his belt to Austin Ace Carter. Now, the question is, if you're Joker, Brosky, what is going through your mind right now, knowing that one of NWF's top former world champions just beat him for the European title and now holds that title as of right now?
Well, I honestly believe that if given the chance, I know how my son, Nixon, thinks, reacts, and decimates. Therefore, if he's anything like me, he's going to bring a war on his hands. Win or lose, he's going to go after that belt. And he's going to make a statement.
Now, getting into the match that you guys saw, the Hardcore Championship Fatal 4-Way, what did you guys think when Aaron Angel won that Fatal 4-Way off of Billy Ray Dog to become the NWF Hardcore Champion?
That was a dominant performance.
Yep.
That was a really good match, to be honest.
I mean, as president of NWF, Frosty, what is the atmosphere like being and holding that title and also working with the owner, CJ Mondo, on making sure matches are good, the production, the quality, and the feedback from the fans is a must?
That is so. The feeling of the atmosphere from back then to now are completely different, but with the same vibe. Regardless of holding a title, it doesn't matter how long you make that championship relevant. It's what relevant. In order to do so, they got to put in the work non-stop, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
And, you know, going back to what you said about putting in the work and making that title prestigious and having a champion that's willing to step up and take leadership, there's only one man in the business that's done it, and I'm just going to say his name, Ryan Storm. That man, I mean, he's legendary champion in your Fed, ONW, and now when he came back to NWF, he's been a dominant brute to be reckoned with in the men's world title division on Monday nights.
From the best. And he is my protege. He is the prodigy. He is the hardcore icon. He is Big Match Storm.
I mean, going back to his first championship that he's won in NWF, which was the tag team titles. Him and Austin Rhodes held the titles for at least a month, and then when he's gotten this world title division, like you said, a brute force. I mean, he's learned from the best, and the best is ONW. That is the place to actually learn, for younger guys that gets in, the EFED that, that's listened to this podcast. If you need a home, go to ONW, go to NWF. This is where you actually learn how to be the best. This is where you actually learn to be who you are, and you can say what you want to say. It's not like, where you're contracted out. We don't do the contracts. That's the thing. I mean, we give you an open spot, and it's all you. You guys are the backbone of the workhorse division for the men and for the women. You guys put your characters. I mean, I'm gonna make a shout out here, Broski. I mean, it's to the content creators that make our EFEDs, ONW and NWF, what it is as production. I mean, you take, for example, if somebody made a women call and it took them 10 minutes. And it may not look the best than somebody that's took 2 hours and put 3 hours into a call. But still, they took what they had knowledge of and still made the call and made effort. Than somebody that basically took 2 hours trying to figure out were things placed on the call. Which I'm not judging that, by the way, because they do good too. But I'm saying, even for you people that don't know how to make calls, ONW is the place to be. Devin, has learned me many things about making calls. How to do the abs, which on the body work. If you want 6-pack abs, there's a way you can light the skin to match the picture onto that. And take an example of Death Shadow. That's on C2CW. I mean, when I first created Death Shadow, he wasn't the one that I created on C2CW. He was pretty much like a human version. But Devin taught me the skills and the knowledge on how to make him look like Death Shadow, like a scary human being, and not just some, character that everybody's just going to say, yeah, that's not even Death Shadow, and just make fun of it. That's what this community is about. It's about taking time, helping each other learn, grow. And you want to talk about learning and growing. I mean, let's talk about one person that's actually stepped up in a rookie in the NWF. The sweet of all sweets, Autumn. She's actually took her step and learned. She came to ONW's own Devin Broski and said, hey, can you make me a call? And me and Devin was in the call with her. We're like, sure. We'll make her until, you can actually like her, and where she's a brute force. In other words, she's pretty much the unstoppable on the women's division. And I mean, some people are good at it, some people ain't. That's all I'm saying. Take example. I know I aggravate the hell out of the kid, but Chris, I'm going to say it here on the podcast. Take, for example, every time I do a promo against my buddy Chris here, I call him a contact bar jobber. I mean, yeah, Chris will tell me, hey, watch it. But we just do it for, shits and giggles. It's, it's all about having fun. Whether you're in NWF, whether you're in C2CW, whether you're in ONW, or any other EFED, it's all about being a community that's here for each other and not basically go behind each other's back and tear somebody down just because you don't like that person, just because you don't like that person because of previous past. I mean, here's what I learned by Devin. By staying around him for the longest I know him, the ONW owner, he's taught me things that I didn't really learn as far as EFED business goes. And main thing is patience. To be an EFED owner, you're going to have patience, because there's going to be times that people's not going to want to join. There's going to be times that people is just going to say, oh, not right now. And you have to just have that patience to say, okay, time to find another talent, time to go to the next route. There's times that, there's going to be days that you're going to have bad people come in and act like they're good people, and we've had this. And Devin can tell you, we've had this in our feds where bad people we let in, and basically they only tried to tear it down. They tried to tear the name that myself and Devin's worked on, which is NWF for me and Devin ONW. But here's the thing.
That I completely agree upon.
Here's the thing about that. I get people change. But to be a part of NWF, and I'm sure Devin will agree with me on ONW, you're here to be loyal. You're here to be loved. You're here to be appreciated. Not just tossed around like you don't belong somewhere. Because if you're ever looking for a home, if somebody else don't take you, there's 3 places you can go to. You can go to my company, NWF. You can go to ONW. Or you can go to an E-Fed that I recommend, which is C2CW. One of the greatest E-Feds like Devin's that I've ever been to. That's the 2 places I call home besides my own E-Fed. And ISCW, of course. And also Contact Bar Jobber Wrestling, which I'm going to give Chris hell again just because I can.
Yep. Watch it, CJ.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing I'm getting at, Chris. If you want to be a part of an E-Fed that loves the talent, that appreciates the talent, that's always here for the talent. Like I said, there's 3 places to go. There's C2CW, there's NWF, and there's ONW. NWF and ONW is what we call partnership. We here to make shows better for each other, to make shows that are fun and entertaining. And I'm going to tell the truth here on the podcast. There's some people that don't like us because we reform friendship and build friendship the right way and basically tore down a bridge that was toxic. Not going to name no names here, but I'm just going to say it was pure toxic. So in other words, I had to cut the rope. I had to say this person will never be back here because of the toxicity. I cut the rope, and Devin had a good point, and I'm going to say it if it's all right, Devin, here on this podcast.
Go right ahead.
Devin made a good point about this. He said it's like being in contact with the wolf. If you know that wolf is going to kill you, you have 2 options. You can let that wolf kill you, or you can man up and take on the wolf, rip it to shreds, and show that you're not afraid of it. That's exactly what I done. When I brought back the group, when I brought back the band, now they get targeted because they in alliances with me. For what? Because you didn't like me? For what? Because I didn't believe the same values and belief you do? To me, that's childish in a way that I'm going to call out here on the podcast. You know, I agree with C2CW on one point. We're here to be loved. We're here to be appreciated. We're here to be a part of a family, to get along, and not just be hated on childish shit. I mean, I'm just going to say it here on the NWF Podcast. And since I brought back NWF, I have to really thank Devin for showing me the ropes to what I learned now than what I didn't learn in the previous past. And that's how to step up and take charge. Also, before we close this podcast out, I'm going to let Iceman talk about ISCW. And if Chris has got an E-Fed, he's more than welcome to put it out there. If not, then it just goes to Browski for basically the best and the last. Iceman, you have the floor.
Well, I got a few announcements. Chris?
What?
I'm naming you the new GM for Friday night. And for Monday, GM is CJ.
Shit. That's exactly what we are about. We're here to show love. I agree, C2CW. Thank you for stopping by.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
But
And
That's what we do.
that's exactly what we do. It's here about love and not, hated, and that's what I love about C2CW, but go on, Iceman.
and then next month we got a pay-per-view coming up for ISCW. Redemption of Champions.
That's a pay-per-view that I defend my world title against a jabroni and a wannabe hardcore wrestler named Rage, but go on.
Oh yeah, and D. McClark.
What?
I'm walking out with both of those titles.
Oh, hell no.
Okay, go on and talk about ONW if Iceman's through. That way we can...
Yeah, I'm done.
Devin, the floor is yours.
All right, so if y'all haven't tuned in to the ONW channel here on YouTube under the ONW Southern Hardcore Gaming Network, we have been going live, and there will be a pay-per-view coming up. I do not know as of yet, because we just recently did a pay-per-view.
Hello, Vextra. Welcome.
Back an ECW pay-per-view from an old show. So it'd probably be within 2-3 weeks. But y'all tune in.
Speaking about ONW, let's talk about where I low-blowed Iceman on, I think it was on the pub. I think that's what I watched last night. I think that's what you were streaming. Where I low-blowed Bayou Voodoo.
That wasn't the pub. That was Outlaw's Nightmare.
Okay, Outlaw's Nightmare, my bad. Welcome, Cade. Welcome. Now, here's the thing that you're going to see on Friday nights before we head out of here, because I got to get the match card scheduled. Main event, champion versus champion. Like I said, NWF World Champion Alex King versus NWF Champion Ron Storm. That's for the main event. The opener of the match, you may want to stay tuned, because Damian Cross, as we all know it in the NWF chat, has stepped up and challenged Joker Nixon Wolf to an Extreme Rules 30-minute Iron Man match. So what is your intake on that, Brosky? Seeing those two clash in a 30-minute Iron Man match to kick off Friday night show.
Well, that's pretty nice to see. Knowing that the background between the two, it's just like,
And I think Feisty's going with Joker on this match for kicking off Friday.
That's my manager.
So I'm going to give huge shout-outs if Broski is done and everybody's done here in the podcast. Shout out to C2CW for their show. I think they have their show also on Friday. I'm doing mine Thursday so I can watch C2CW.
Yep.
Then we having and 2 more, I think it's episode 40, our pay-per-view. Go check that out. It's going to be West Virginia Super Brawl, which means anything happens, Falls Count Anywhere matches, it's going to be on NWF. For the new people that want to join NWF, you're more than welcome to contact me or the president, Devin Broski. Contact us, and we put you through the recruitment process through Queen Alicia, because she's our recruiter. So if you want to really join, contact Alicia and let us know so we can get your call, hashtag, all of that, because soon I'm going to be getting a laptop and we're going to have our own entrance music, so I'm going to take time editing the shows. I already gave a shout out to C2CW, so go check them out on YouTube, and their wrestling shows, phenomenal. If you guys have watched the main event, Death Shadow won the Royal Rumble, I'm very proud of that. Then we talk about OEW. Go check them out because they are a partnership right now with NWF. So if you want to see hardcore, go to OEW. That's ECW. Shoot promos. That's where we do it in OEW. Then we got ISEW, which is Iceman's E-Fed. If you guys want to be a part of that, just like ECW, shoot promos. That's the reason why that I love shoot promos. I love a little bit of ECW. HUW, which is Gunshots. He would pretty much need people for his E-Fed. Contact him. AAW, which is Austin Ace Carter, my current European champion. He's needing people. Hit the like button also for C2CW and also for this channel, NWF. Brad, no, this ain't for drafts. If you want to be on the show, contact Queen Alicia so she can let me know, because we got a staff chat, so contact her and she'll keep me up to details with me and the President Broski. So just contact her, because that's the way I do my recruitment as of right now. But we would love you on the show if you feel like this is your home. We would love to take you. There's another E-Fed that joins, Autumn Sweets E-Fed. She does Libra. What was it, Broski? I got the logo here. She does Libra something. Because I put it.
It's LPTV. So, let me look.
It's Libra Pride Television Stigma. Here's the logo for hers, because I put it on my barricade. Anytime that you guys want to be a partnership, we do our partnerships different. We put it on the barricade. Everybody sees your logo, and that's how you guys get more people to come to your shows and basically put you guys out there. So this is part of what I do for NWF to push your guys' show. So now you guys got a little intake of what it's like. But all of the shows that I mentioned there, and if I miss one, you can always contact me in the next podcast we'll do. I will also give a shout out to that. But tune in for Friday Night Prestige. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a banger. Main event, champion versus champion, Ron Storm and Alex King. Both of my world champions going to clash on Friday, so you don't want to miss that. And also, Death Shadow is going to be on Friday nights. So if you guys want to see Death Shadow in a match, I suggest you hit that like button, drop an elbow, and please hit that subscribe button and spear that subscribe button like the Rated R Superstar for more content such as this. And we are signing out of here for this podcast, and we will see you guys. Hold on, Devin, I think he's got something to say.
All right, so last night I did part 1 of Outlaw's Nightmare. If y'all are wanting to see part 2, tune into the channel, because part 2 is going to blow your mind.
And I'm going to tell you something about Devin's E-Fed for the ones that's tuning in. If you love ECW, you will love ONW, because that's exactly ECW. That's the reason why my other character is a part of it. If you guys know me as CJ Mondo, my character's over there. He's pretty much a hardcore guy. And I did it, like I said, for a tribute to Terry Funk, tribute to Sandman, and all the other ECW legends. And I got to say, ONW's got, since I've been back to ONW, it's got 10 times better than when I left. Because, number one, Devin got rid of the what I would say, they got rid of some people that didn't love and support, and I'm just going to leave it at that. But like I said, we're about ready. We're signing out of here. We will see you on Friday Night Prestige. Me and I think Thomas Andrews will be commentating, and I think Devin Broski also will be commentating. And we will see you Thursday around probably 6 to 10 p.m. for Friday Night Prestige. Also, before I sign out of here, Death Shadow will be in a match to be a number one contender for the global, I think it was Bluegrass Legacy Championship held by Devin Broski. But we are signing out. Thank you guys for the ones that showed up. Thank you guys for dropping the like, subscribing, and we will see you on NWF Friday Night Prestige.